Hello, everyone. You are welcome to Anchor Network, where you get reliable and authentic news that are so crucial to you. I say big thank you to everyone who has been part of this channel and who has taken time to subscribe. And if you are yet to subscribe, I say please click the red subscribe button and also the bell icon. The bell icon will allow you to get notified anytime we publish any news. It's unwise for herdsmen to roam about with cattle, says El-Rufai, and signs MOU with milk production company. So guys, these people can never cease to surprise us. One thing that is pertinent is that they know the right thing. They are just being economical with the truth. They know what is obtainable. Now they can be coming out and be saying modern day of a rearing cattle is the best, which everybody knows. If El-Rufai should be saying that, then what do you think of the president himself? What do you think he will be thinking in his mind? You want to tell me that he doesn't know, or they just don't want to embrace the truth? They don't just want to embrace the truth because they know what they are looking for. Like I have always said, it is better that these guys are being kept in one place because they are endangering their lives as well. They were coming out one day to say, oh, it's because they always, the reason why they always go with all this AK-47, because they move with their monies and all of that, and anybody can attack them in the bushes. So why are you guys going about with money? Because you are endangering your life and that of your children that you move around with. What is happening to the bank? Why can't you go and keep your money in the bank? So if people at that higher level, like El-Rufai, the president himself, and all of those Fulani elites, if they cannot, if really they love their people, they will like, you guys have to be stationed. This man has come out to say the same thing. Ganduje, he advised the federal government to stop this movement of cattle rearers, all these Fulani herdsmen, from the north to south, moving around. It is not the best. They know the best thing. Like I always say, it doesn't take anything. It's not rocket science for this Nigeria to become where it ought to be. But because of vested interest, because of that political will to be able to do things, lack of political will, they don't just want to do it because of selfishness, because of greed, because of what they really want to get. So guys, let us go into details of what El-Rufai has said. Governor of Kaduna State, Nasser El-Rufai, has signed a memorandum of understanding MOU with a Denmark company, Hala Foods International, to boost dairy production in the state. Speaking during the ceremony, the governor said it is economically unwise for herdsmen to be roaming about with their cattle in the name of grazing instead of settling down to mass produce milk for commercial purposes. He noted that his administration signed the MOU with the Denmark company in order to show itinerant nomadic herdsmen that it is possible to engage in modern livestock production without having to go up and down the country for grazing. According to him, investment in the livestock sector will ensure security not just in the state but the nation. We want to show that it is possible for a livestock production to be a business rather than a culture or habit or lifestyle, but something that can empower and enrich our herdsmen and women, he said. The governor said the MOU with Allah was a first step in which the state government hopes to exploit and replicate in other parts of the state. He assured the company and government of Denmark to do whatever it takes to ensure that the project is a success, because success of the project will solve political, economic, and security problems for Nigeria. Earlier in a speech, the company's vice president, Steen Asbæk, said the signing of the MOU was a step towards increasing milk production in the country. You see, I say these guys, they know the truth. They know the truth. They are just deceiving themselves. They are deceiving their people. They are not even deceiving. They are not deceiving themselves. They know the truth. They know what is obtainable, but they don't just want to do it because of their selfish interest. And once again, I want to say kudos. very, very big kudos to southern part of the country, south, south, southeast, and southwest. Kudos to them because they stood against this rural Ruga. And thank God for, again, kudos to Benue State. They said, no matter what, we are not going to allow open grazing. And Fulani herdsmen, the Macban, they are not happy about it, even after the court has, made its judgment. And at the end of the day, the state government, they won the case. But Macban, the Fulani herdsmen, they are trying their best to upturn the judgment. They want to be moving from places to places. I don't know why these people don't just want to, embrace what is obtainable, what will even be of benefit to them. Even if your leaders are deceiving you, don't you know what is obtainable for you when you have been doing something over and over, the time, and you are not even getting results? It's been trouble here and there. You're moving from places to places. It's not even good for the cattle because they will be malnourished. But when they are settled in a place, it will help them to grow better. And again, they will make more money. Because when your cattle and your cow, they are really feeding well, you will place more price on them. The price will be different from the ones that are malnourished. If you want your leaders to be deceiving you, you need to come to terms and think through. Because what the federal government was to do was to even create more chaos, because when you have them all over the place in the country, the problem you are talking about will still escalate. So you want to tell me now that they don't know at presidency level, they don't know that for these guys not to be moving around from places to places, that it's that is going to be detrimental to their lives and their families and even their business as well. You want to tell me they don't know? Now that saying that it is when you make Ruga in all the states of the country, that is when the clashes will reduce. No, it will never reduce. Rather, it will escalate. And how like it, they have ulterior motives. There's something that they are looking for, but people came out and said no, and that's why they are changing this whole thing to livestock. So it is even surprised that even El-Rufai'S coming out to say, oh, it is unwise. Why didn't you say that? I'm sure because they are trying to replace the Ruga with they are trying to replace livestock with this Ruga program or Ruga project. That is why they are coming out, to paint it as if this. When people were talking about it, saying it, did you listen to them? You were tagging them. Oh, they hate the northerner. They did this and that. Okay, who are the people who love your people more than you? Those are the things that you ought to have sold to them. You ought to have explained to them. You ought to have tutored them. But no, you are not doing that. And those ones too, they cannot even take decisions. They cannot even think a lot of things through for themselves. You could see that from the southwest, and southeast, and middle belt, their leaders cannot just come and be telling them cock and bull stories. We know that some people are really falling for that, but majority of people, we still have people that even in the face of all this opposition and manipulation and intimidation, they still come out and say, no, it is not. And again, when they are selling it out, a lot of people will still sit down and say, okay, what are these guys saying? Okay, these guys are not really part of the government. Are they just talking for themselves just to be relevant, or are they just fighting for themselves? Or is it that it is the government itself that is even right in this case? People sat down and thought it through, and based on the experiences that people have had in the past, they like, oh, they have to put one or two things together. And some people came out, oh, they started mentioning names that they are the ones, polluting the minds of southern parts of the country, because as even the same El-Rufai had said it before now, that we have two countries, the northern side of the country and the southern people. He has already said it. So even in the south side, you have south, southwest, southeast, and the middle belt. So they've already divided it that, okay, these guys are the same, because you can't just come and tell the southerners, be it southeast, southwest, or south side, you can't just come and tell them cock and bull stories and they will just agree to you. The reason why a lot of people are still like, just still docile or still falling for their antics is because, because of the way the system is. But majority of people always think through. Everybody knew quite all right what they were about to do. And some people, in the school, another school of thought that this livestock you are talking about, I hope it's not you are using the taxpayers' money to do that, because it's a private business. And that is why the government, they need to think through, they need to reason very well on what they are doing, because what you are doing, you need to know whether you can finish it. You don't just start what you cannot finish. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people will be coming at, okay, since you have done this, okay, we want the same livestock in our area. But what people are against is that these guys should not be moving from places to places. Let them be stationed in a place, even in their own state too. It is not as if the people rejecting Ruga say they don't want the northern or the Fulani Esme or Macban, as you may call them. It's not as if they don't want them in their state. But in as much you can buy land and do your business. Nobody is saying nobody should not come to this thing, to their state. But if you are coming to my state, just go and get a land and put up your business there, instead of moving from places to places, encroaching people's farms. And that is what is bringing the problem. They said no, they want to be moving from places to places. But it's a good thing now that their leader too, one of their leaders too, El-Rufai'S, is coming out that it is unwise. It is unwise. So tell me, if the Southerners have not rejected that move by the federal government, what do you think would have happened? So that is why we as a people, we need to think through. You don't just take anything anybody tells you. When somebody tells you anything, you need to be selfish yourself. There's one man that always says that we as citizens, that we need to be selfish ourselves. If there's anything the government or these our so-called leaders, they are telling us, you need to be selfish. Okay, in this policy that you are bringing, how is it going to affect me positively? And how am I going to be benefiting from it almost immediately with this your policy? If it's not going to benefit you, you need to reject it in its entirety. So, like I said, it is unbelievable that the same people who have been feeding their people with all manner of lies, not trying to tell them the truth, now coming out to say it is unwise. Is it nice that it is unwise? Because you guys have that position. You are in that position to be able to lead your people through, to be able to enlighten them on where to go. If you guys are enlightening them, a lot of things would have been caught by now. And now he's saying that it will even see reduce the clashes between farmers and herdsmen, which is true. Does it mean you guys never knew all about this all along? They know. So guys, that is just the new developments, from El-Rufai, telling the herdsmen that it is unwise for them to be moving from places to places. And someone says every state in Nigeria should do that, like some have started already in the south. There will be provision of employment as well. The sooner this supremacy madness is shelved and progress is made, the better for everyone. Nigeria are being discriminated against in other places. Many are into obnoxious activities for whatever reason. Every soul craves for happiness, whether we admit it or not. Live and let live. That's it. Everybody wants peace. Nobody wants all this back and forth, all this talk here and there. But it is the leaders that are really causing all those things. They will be singing and saying all manner of things, singing out some rhetorics that are not really palatable. And before people will just give in for that. Live and let live. Someone says, since morning. So now they break. That is the meaning of what this person says. This one says, since morning. So now they break for El-Rufai now. Like what I said. So they now get to know that it is unwise for them to be moving from places to places. That they have to be stationed in a place. Now they can't break. Now they break when they realize, say, now so it's supposed to be. Someone say, surprise, surprise, wonders will never end. So suddenly nomadic grazing is no longer fashionable. God bless Nigeria. No, let Fulani turn Nigeria to grazing feed because their brother is in government. Something that is not done anywhere in the world. Someone says, El-Rufai, you have changed your course because you have gotten it clear from Indigo that your Fulanization agenda is a daydream. This is a sign that you people now are tired of thinking of furthering your evil agenda. So we've said all of these things before now. So guys, I would like to hear from you what you think about and what El-Rufai has said, his new stand, his new position on herdsmen moving from places to places, because he has said it is unwise to be moving around with their cattle. Please leave your comments below in the comment section and let's rub minds together. Thank you very much for always being there. Bye.